Sister Talk.
Hi, this is DIETRA KELSEY, host of Sister Talk TV show, and I'm here in Spike Lee's room at the Real Sisters of the Diaspora Film Festival and Lecture Series. And standing next to me is Sam Pollack, the editor for Spike Lee's movies, correct?
For many of Spike Lee's films, from Mo Better Blues to If God Is Willing and the Creek Don't Rise.
Oh, I hear that. So what other films have you edited?
I've edited many films. I was an editor on a documentary that was called By the People, The Election of Barack Obama in 2008. I was also the editor of a wonderful documentary called Style Wars about graffiti in New York City that was done in 1983.
Okay.
I was the editor of a couple of features for Ernest Dickerson, most notably Juice. You know, remember that film?
Yes.
So I've been editing a long, long time.
Okay, since you're a filmmaker, well, editor, and you've been in the business for a while, what do you think of the remakes? Because when you said Juice, you know they're remaking Juice.
Are they really?
Yeah, I know. I'm going off. I'm digressing, but I just want to know your opinion on that.
Who's directing it?
It's the buzz is that they're doing a remake of it.
Wow. Well, all I can say is good luck.
Good luck. Okay. So you just finished a editing workshop, 2 hours. How do you feel about it?
I think it was fun. It was wonderful. It was good to really sort of talk about the craft and the process of editing, you know. And I think that's what I love. I love talking about editing. I love talking about how you make films and how you tell films through the editing process, both fiction films and documentaries. And there was an audience that was obviously very receptive to the craft and the art of editing.
Okay. You had talked about the end of the workshop, the film industry, the film and television industry. Do you think reality TV is taking over the film and television industry?
I don't think it's taking over the film industry. It's definitely taking over the television industry because it's cheap. You know, you don't have to hire actors. You don't have to write scripts. You know, you can use real people in real situations, however real they can be. And you know, so sure, it's for the television companies. It's easy profit. You know, you don't have to spend a lot of money to make profit on it. So, but I don't, it's not changing movies. I mean, there's still movies are going to be movies with fiction characters and actors, even with big budgets and low budgets. I think the thing that's changed with movies is you look at the technology. I mean, the big Hollywood movies are huge blockbusters and use huge action movies and use special effects and visual effects movies. So that's changed a lot. And with 3D now being the thing to see in most of these movies, it's really changed it. So technologically, movies have changed. I mean, it's going to be much more difficult to make a small, intimate movie now. You know, they're still being made, but it's tougher, particularly if you're trying to make it in the world of Hollywood.
Yeah, I guess that's everybody's worries, the directors, the actors, the people who are really passionate about filmmaking. So my next question is, why are you here at the Real Sisters of the Diaspora Film Festival and Lecture Series? You're part of the lecture series. Why did you agree to do this 2-hour workshop with all these people coming at you?
Carolyn Butts asked me, and I wouldn't say no to her. And I think Real Sisters is a very important organization, you know, in terms of, you know, it's important that we have our people come talk about our process being in the film industry, you know, to not only have me or Nolan Walker, you know, to have Michelle Mater, to have a Pearl Bowser, you know, all of us have spent many, many years in this industry and given a lot to the industry, and we all feel it's important to give back. And that's the value of what we do, and that's why we do it, to give back. That's why I came, because I believe in giving back.
Okay, one more question. Editing is evolving just like filmmaking and so forth. I am an inspiring filmmaker. I will be editing this, and I am an actress also. But for the editing evolving or changing, can you just talk about that a little bit? I'm using Final Cut 7, and now it's Final Cut 10. So can you talk about that, please?
Well, listen, I started in 1972 working on the upright moviola, which was an old cranky machine, Green Monster it was called. And I went from that to the Steenbeck in the 70s and the 80s, and then by the 90s I was editing off linear, three-quarter off linear tape. And then in the mid-90s I started editing on Avid. And then about 5 years ago, 4.5, 5 years ago, I started editing on Final Cut. So the technology changes, but I think the thing that we all need to remember is that even though the technology changes, one of the things that's important about being an editor is how you think. And you got to think about the shots you want to cut to, and the shots when you want to cut the shot, when you want to let the shot linger. It's about thinking, you know. So the machines are going to always change. The technology is going to change, but a real good editor understands it's really about what's up here.
Okay.
You know, and that's how you really learn to edit. And when you're sitting down to edit, you got to think about, well, what do I like in that interview that I want to keep? What do I don't like? What is it that I don't like that I'm going to take out? You know, and that's the process. Editing's really about thinking about how you want this stuff to speak to an audience.
Okay, as far as the editing question goes, so when Spike, he doesn't give you the raw footage.
No, this is how it works. I mean, listen, when you're working with a director, even when I'm directing, I sit with the editor and I'll look at the footage and I'll say to the editor, I like this part, I don't like this part, I like this camera move, I don't like this camera move, I like this take, I like that take. And this is what I think the arc of the sequence should be. Then Spike would walk away and I would cut the sequence. Then after I did the first pass, the first cut, he would come back, he would look at it, he would critique. He'd say, I like this, oh, I don't like that. Why didn't you use that line? I want that line on camera, I don't want this. He'd give me specific notes and then I'd recut it. Then I'd show it to him again and he'd give me more specific notes. Now if there was something that he gave me, or any director gives me that I don't understand, I would sometimes say, Spike, come in here, which show are you talking about? And I'll ask him very specifically, then he can point and tell me what he likes or not like. But Spike, and I've been working with Spike for over 20 years, Spike never had the desire to sit with me for 6 or 7 hours a day and tell me about, no, this shot should be here, start with this shot, go with that shot. No. He doesn't like to do it, and I would never could stand it. I wouldn't stand for it. I just can't stand for it. I mean, I've been very fortunate that in my career of 40 years, I've been editing for 40 years, you know, that I've rarely had directors sit with me. Rarely.
But it happens in the business.
It happens. And listen, I've had directors sit with me. Now, I don't usually I'm not very happy about it. You know, but if I have to, I'll have a director sit with me and tell me, oh, I like this shot, I want that shot, change that shot. Sure, it happens. I don't like it, but it happens.
As long as they pay you, right?
Well, you got to pay me. I'm not doing this for free.
Okay. All right, you directors and producers, you heard it from the man, the big man here, Shaft. All right? Don't be in the editing suite. Let us do our job. All right? Thank you.
This will never make that.